Anyways, recapping yesterday, been dealing with a lot of stress. A lot of life change, a lot of grounding, a lot of self-realization. So yesterday, after going through one of my little bit of blahs, I try to figure out what I'm doing with myself in my life. Hit somebody else up. After some great support from my mom helped me get through that yesterday because it's hard to explain going through what I went through and where my mind is in like the healing process. It's like it's quite mind-boggling that you know better but you can't act better, and it's just like it's hard sometimes. But I ended up hanging out with my buddy Mike and went over to his place, started drinking properly actually. Like then we went out, went to a bar. My life is so weird. This is why I don't go out. And this is one of my stories I'm telling, like why I don't really go out anymore because like it doesn't matter what I do. I just like life is interesting. But we go out, go to a bar down the street, and like there's these two corner seats. So we just like fuck it. We just sit down at the bar and just order a drink, order a beer, and just start drinking some more. Cause it's St. Patrick's Day, why not? Hang out with a friend and I haven't seen, and just talking and feeling normal or quote unquote normal, right? Uh, and funny enough, like these two girls are sitting right behind. Mike starts talking. He's bringing everyone into conversations, which is great because I'm just a very laid back person at the end of the day. And the next thing you know, we have the whole corner of the bar talking to us and like, having a good time. Mike's talking to the girls. I'm in who knows what world. I'm like, I just want to drink and just chill out. So I'm just observing and chilling. But people start talking, start chatting up, conversationally wise. And then the girls leave. I guess they go to a table because that's where they're originally there for. Supposedly, who knows? But we're still chatting up the group. More people, and then the girls come back, and next thing you know, fucking the guy was at the table with them, or the table uh, start chatting. We're playing a game called Guess What I Do. I don't know who came up with it, but it's always an interesting game for when I play it. It's a hard game to explain. As you can see, I got a couple of words over there to deal with it, or even uh, right behind me that jacket. I'm an artist, right? So I ended up people are playing it. One of the girls who was cute, like we're talking. She's a civil engineer, which is awesome. Having some conversation about that, like because like I do I have a very variety of a topic. But the guy comes and he starts talking. We're playing the game. Guess what I do? And I'm like, yo, man, like let's play this game right now because like I always enjoy seeing people's faces when I tell them what I do. And he tells me what he does, and like he owns part of National on top of it all. Like I'm like, young guy, man, like nothing but props. Really busted his ass to invested properly and diversified his accounts, which was really amazing. And like when I'm like, yo, man, props. Like I should have got hung out at his table, man, and like out of, but it was still what a night. And then this is why I turn and I tell him what I do. I'm like, yo, like I'm an artist, I'm a filmmaker. Uh, these are the people that I'm associated with that I actually have to represent properly because simple enough, being an artist is more of you're picked out of a group. So it's about knowing the right people and the right people knowing you. And like after I told him what I do and what I'm working on right now, he's like, yo, man, you're seriously probably the coolest motherfucker in this bar. I'm like, man, this is not the first time I've heard that, man. Like it's a really, really interesting life. Like that I deal with, and I can't tell you how much judgment I deal with too. And I'm gonna get to it. But it ends up, those girls come back, we're chatting it up, and we're having a good time. And then, like, the guys come in, and these drunk assholes, took the spot where those girls originally were. And they start creepily hitting on the girls around us, and, like, fucking start interjecting in our conversations, which they weren't even, like, invited or any way wanted to be, and we wanted them to be involved because, like, they weren't adding to it, they were just looking to get laid. And this is what pisses me off about fucking people. But anyways, I ended up chewing one of the guys. I'm like, yo, man, just stop this shit. Like, man, we're having a conversation, and you're interjecting in the middle of a conversation. Like, we're hitting a point, and you're destroying the conversation. Can you please stop this? And, like, all the guys are just interjecting, and they're just being rude, unruly, looking forward to cause trouble. Well, ends up, they really creep out the freaking girls, and, we're getting ready to leave anyways, my buddy Mike and I, because we're looking to bar hop and maybe harass our buddy Cedric, where I end up taking a picture with later in the night. And this is where it was a good night. It was a good night. But what happened was, well, they creeped out the girls. We ended up leaving, Mike and I, because he just wanted to go to another bar. And as we're outside, one of the guys comes out, and, like, we're saying bye to saying bye and just being respectful. One of the guys calls me a faggot, like, underneath his breath. Just be right behind me to see how I'm gonna react. So I call him out on him, like, motherfucker, like, don't call me, like, no, man, like, this is bullshit number one, bullshit number two, bullshit number three. Well, those guys end up getting kicked out of the bar anyways because of the shit they were doing. And, so they follow me and, like, trying to cause some shit, and the guy puts his hands on me. I grab him his fingers. I'm like, yo, man, I'll break your freaking fingers. Don't try this on me. And they're trying to gang up and get a fight going on for no reason besides them creeping out people and being too drunk in public. So, ends up, my boy, I'm standing right by the smokers area. I don't know how I thought of this, but, like, I was very impressed by throws the rope over me, and I'm like, yo, man, like, I'm actually in the bar limits. Like, if they actually swing at me, like, it's a legitimate court case and shit like that, and, like, a legitimate, like, assault case. Like, man, like, wow. The bouncer gets involved because, like, I'm a laid back person. Like, at the end of the day, like, nothing but one love. Like, so the asshole, like, really, like, starts getting in my face and, like, starts talking shit. I'm like, man, like, I'm done with this already. Like, I don't even want to deal with it. I hate dealing with confrontation. And, like, the bouncer's trying to step in a little bit. He could have gone, like, after the guy crosses on, he just starts trying to put a hand on me. He could have gone in the physical. I'm like, yo, get the fuck out. But he was nothing but cool and did a really, really good job diffusing the situation. As an ex-bouncer myself, working in poorhouse in Boston, I can definitely appreciate it. So this is why I don't even call shit at bars. Ends up, guy starts, crossing the line. I'm like, yo, man, I'm just going to go inside, increase the barrier, diffuse the situation like you're supposed to do. So I go inside, waiting for my boy to go inside and go, well, I had to take a piss anyway, so I go and take a piss. Bartender yells, what's up, and whatnot, and nothing but love. So, like, check out the Watchmen. Like, that was a good time there. Then we end up heading up Ronnie's, bumping into her boy Cedric, harassing him when she randomly got out of work right at the right time. So we actually had a great time, and then we went to National, which was our plan, actually. Tried to go to Jameson's. We were in line for like 2 seconds. Mike doesn't do lines, but he made me wait in line because he wanted to see what those guys react. After Watchmen, we went to Jameson's. Oh, by the way, let me back this up a little bit. So we go to Watchmen, and after we go to Watchmen, we go to Jameson's, and we stand in line, which looked like a packed night, a good night at Jameson's. And those guys are trying to start the fight right ahead of me, and like I said, man, like, I don't start a fight. Well, Mike's like, yo, step up front, check what's going on. I'm like, oh man, like, he just wants to see my reactions and shit, and I just, like, play like those guys weren't even fucking there, because, like, I just don't even want to fucking deal with assholes. Not worth your time or energy, really. But I ended up waiting in line. Mike smoking a cigarette outside of the line, and, like, those guys get to the front, and they're too drunk to get in, so they don't let them in. Or maybe Watchmen called over, but nothing but love and respect in any of that situation. It was just like karmic value. Uh, we don't get in line. We leave and we go to 10th and end up picking up Cedric, and we end up going to National and running, bumping into one of the owners of the brew pub. So we had to do a quick little bit of a Fort McMurray selfie action picture, and grabbed a couple of beers. They just chilled out. Bumped into some more people. Interesting situation. Took a Polaroid picture randomly. I saw a camera that I really wanted to play with, and it looked dope, and it was interesting. But it was a gimmick at the end of the day. It looks cool, right? Polaroid. It looked like, camera does a function. It does great, but like I was looking at the viewfinder, and it was just like the viewfinder wasn't really actually good quality. So like through my glasses, even like bringing it down to my eye, like I had issues, and like I know my way around a camera, so like that really bugged the shit out of me. And like I have a couple of vintage cameras myself, so it was just a toy in my opinion. So I played it. I took the picture, took the Polaroid. I took a picture of the group, whatever, framed it properly, and that's all I had to do. And yeah, I had a couple more drinks and decided to check out what was going on at the New Unicorn. It's 1 o'clock. Sounds like people are winding down. They're heading their own direction, and I was close enough. I'm like, fucking, I'm walking. So I grabbed a drink at the New Unicorn, and just walked home, chilled out, and I am hungover. Well, this morning, I woke up to some guy commenting on an old audition video I did a couple years ago for Star Wars. And this is where I hate bullying, and this is like the fight, right? I ended up, he submitted comments about activating fake accounts and pumping up my videos, which I never do, and there's no point of it. Like, I'm too busy, really. Like, I make these accounts to actively use them properly, and I just, activated a couple of my accounts, made comments all on that post, liked it all just to piss him off, liked the video just to piss that guy off even more, and then called him out because then I found out that he knows my family. And he's a family friend of them. So, ended up properly calling him out with his poor grammar and doing a little bit of research of who I am and what I do. I'm an artist at the end of the day, and like, don't get me wrong, an okay audition video doesn't qualify somebody who doesn't study the craft of acting to even be able to bully me with straight hate. So like, there's one thing about registering those comments, and even like the guy started the fight with me, like literally put his hands in my face, and I had more than the moral rights to actually swing at him, and I should have, because simple enough, I could have taken on all the guys, and I'm not a pussy. So, like, there's just no point of it. Like, there's no point of getting injured. There's no point of going through that bullshit. There's no point of risking my career. There's no point of risking my life. There's no point of going, like, come on. Like, we're drinking, trying to have a good time. And a good time doesn't include a fight. I think we're at the conscious age of that idea. But, I ended up, like, today's been a good day. Everything's been activated in now my current life, and I'm excited for the future. It's a lot of promise, a lot of opportunity, and don't get me wrong, I'm a real person, and I'm a real motherfucker, so, like, at the end of the day, like, be yourself, and this is the one lesson that I think I'm taking from this experience and sharing the story today, is just be yourself. Like, I study mythology to be a storyteller. I study history, anthropology. I go through it all. I study, like, I don't need an ignorant motherfucker to start a fight with me because he can't get a girl and a girl wants to talk to me. And he's ruining my conversation. Welcome to my life. Anyways, this is today's confession. Aloha. One love.